Hi, I'm Rebecca from engVid, back with another vocabulary hack. So what's a hack anyway? A hack is a shortcut, a way for you to learn or do anything faster and more effectively. Okay, so in this vocabulary hack lesson, you're going to learn not one word at a time, but you're going to learn a principle that will allow you to learn hundreds of words. Does that sound good? I think so, because when you're learning a new language, the more vocabulary you learn, the more advanced you get, right? So, especially if you're going to appear for the IELTS or the TOEFL exam, this is a great lesson for you. And also, if you just want to improve in your career and at work and write better letters to your clients and your boss and so on, and be more impressive, this is a way to do that, okay? Let's learn how. So, one of the keys to expanding your vocabulary is to use something called prefixes or suffixes. Now, a prefix is a group of letters that you add to the beginning of a word. A suffix is a group of letters that you add to the end of a word. In this vocabulary lesson, we're going to focus on suffixes that you add to a verb and to a noun. Now, these suffixes are related so that once you make the verb, you can also make the noun. And so you get, from one word, you're going to get 3 words. And there are hundreds of words like this, for which I will show you where you can get a resource so you can really expand your vocabulary. Okay? So let me show you how it's done. The suffix that we add to the verb is IZE in American English or ISE in British English. And to make a noun, we add isation in American English or isation in British English. Okay? You'll understand exactly what that means in a second. So what does it mean when we take a word, which could be a noun, it could be an adjective, and we add this suffix? What happens? What does it mean? It means that you're going to make or cause something to be. For example, if you want to make something more final, okay, you have reservations, you want to make them more final. So we say, if we want to use the verb, we want to finalize them, okay? See, we made the verb with the suffix. Or if you want to use the noun, the finalization of my reservations, okay? So you had another verb and you had another noun, just from one adjective. So you've got 3 words instead of just 1 word. If you're using the noun, so what does the noun do? When we add isation or isation, we're basically talking about the act or process or the result of making something a certain way. For example, let's take an example from the academic world, okay? Lots of times you have to put something into your memory, right? Whether it's a formula or a poem or a quotation or something. So what's the verb for that? We add IZE, let's say, memorize. And what's the noun for that? Memorization, okay? Now, there's a little rhythm to this, and we're going to practice that so that it comes to you really easily. Let's look at something from the business world. What do people in business want to do? They want to make as much money as possible. So let's say you had the word maximum, and you want to make it into a verb. You add the IZE. So you say, I want to maximize my profits. Or our focus is on the maximization of our profits. Okay? Or minimize our cost, minimization of our costs. Okay? Now, even if you weren't familiar with these words before, you can see that how you can use them and how easily you can form them. And this pattern applies not only to these 3 words, but as I said, to hundreds of words. And I'm going to show you a few more examples right now. Okay, are you ready? We're going to take now 1 word and turn it into 3 words, all right? So, the word Western. Make it into a verb. Western, Westernize, Westernization. Got it? This is what we're going to do with all of these words, all right? Also, I want you to do it because I want you to hear the patterns, hear the repetition in your own voice, okay? Here we go. Western, Westernize, westernization. Global, globalize, globalization. Good. Say it with me, okay? Because you know what to do. Good. Democratic. This word is a little bit long, but you can do it. Democratize, democratization. Good. Now imagine if you wrote that word in an essay, right? In an IELTS essay. Of course, it's very impressive. Okay. Money. How do we make that into a verb? Money, monetize, monetization. Good. Normal, normalize, normalization. Hospital, hospitalize, hospitalization. Legal, to make legal, legalize, legalization. Criminal, criminalize, criminalization. And visual, visualize, visualization. Okay? You see, there's a pattern. And once you get comfortable with the pattern, it's not hard anymore. Okay? Now, let's see how you can use these words as part of phrases. Okay? Now we're going a little bit further so that you can really start using them. Because you're not just going to walk around saying these words. You're going to use them as part of sentences, either while speaking or writing. All right? So, let's use the verb here. Okay? To westernize a society. To globalize the economy. To democratize the country. Money, monetize a website. Normal, normalize the situation. Hospital, hospitalize a patient. Legal, legalize marijuana. Or criminal, criminalize marijuana. Visual, visualize your goals. Okay? So these are examples of some phrases. And you can do that too. When you go to the resource and you pull out some words which you really like and which you'd like to start using yourself, do that. First, get the pattern of the words, then use them in phrases, then use them in sentences, and then they will flow more easily from you. And as you can see, these words cover all kinds of subject areas, right? Sociology, economics, politics, business, health, law, personal life, all right? So I think that you will find that this little trick will help you to expand your vocabulary really quickly and nicely. Okay, so what you could do if you really want to have some fun is take the word optimum, which means the very best. What's the verb here? Optimize. And maybe write a sentence in the comments using this word. For example, you could say, I would like to optimize my grades, or optimize my English, or optimize my income, or whatever it is that you want to optimize in your own life, right? I'd love to hear. I'd love to read your comments. Okay? Now, remember what you can do to practice this even more. Go to our website at engVid, www.engvid.com, and do a quiz on this. While you're there, don't forget to download the resource. It's free. It's for you, with hundreds of words that follow the same pattern, okay? So don't forget the link is in the description, so you can go there really easily, okay? And subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get more lessons with vocabulary hacks, grammar hacks, and all kinds of other ways to help you learn English more quickly and effectively. All right? Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now. Good luck with your English.